Good morning, welcome back to day 16 of our Creep on June series. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I have my tag cut out for today. I have an image picked out here for today. I want to do something a little bit different. I'm just using the tag base for right now. I still have this with the pocket, but I don't know that I'm going to use it in this particular make, but I am using the tag. This was one of those two-part days. So what I've done is I've glued the tag, you know, like it's supposed to be. And then I fussy tore this image and I'm going to put it on here, but I wanted to have a little bit more dimension. So I happen to have some medical tape here and I'm going to see, oh look, that one did it for me. If I can cut this into like some strips to add some actual texture to him, as if like this is you know, like the gauze or whatever that he would be wrapped in for a mummy. And I'm not going to use like a ton of it, but I definitely want to add a little, and I want to give it some color interest because this is so white. Just add to it because he's been, you know, oh, I should just lay out a piece and ink it and then do that. Maybe I should do that. But I was just going to try to see about adding in just some phases here, just a little bit on the page itself to add just some tactile interest to him, to make it feel like, you know, he's actually wrapped instead of just the image itself, if that makes sense. So this piece will be enough. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the mat. And I should have some rusty hinge left on that from the last video, and it looks like I had plenty. And then some Distress. Oh, did that just pull the orange off of it? That was crazy looking. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is just try to just tear this in some strips. Is it going to be tedious? Yep, sure is. Why do I do this to myself? But it's just a fun way to add to the page, I think. So it's what we're going to do. Let's see. I don't know where I want to put it. And I don't want too much either, and that we run the risk of too much when we do stuff like that. It's just the nuance more than anything that I'm after. So I hope everybody's doing well today. And I just finished filming 15, so this is one of those days where I'm like, did I say or did I not say? Because I was already filming. Chloe has been up here twice she's jumped up on the table, really inhibiting any kind of progress today. And Mark's like, you get done, you need to get done. I'm like, I know. So I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. Okay, just a little bit across there, like, yeah. And it's getting some of the grunge off my fingers, which I think is kind of fun. And it's very imperfect. It is not matching the lines of the actual design of the kit, but I'm okay with that just because it is just a play on the design itself. So let's see, it's just adding just a little bit, you know, to it. So probably should have added a little bit of black, but I didn't. And that's okay. Need a little piece across his nose right there. Not into his eyeball, though. Fiddly. It's fiddly, but that's okay. Maybe that's like coming loose. I think that's probably enough. I think that's enough. Okay, that just adds a little bit of something to the page. Okay. I was hoping I could really like get those edges more worn and torn, but it still looks kind of cool, I think. Yeah, and then I have him. We're still gonna use him. So he's gonna go on here like so, and this tag is gonna come off the edge just for a little bit of added interest on the page. And I have this rusty muslin fabric that I just wanna kind of scrunch up and put on here somehow without covering him too much. But I don't like that edge right there very much, and that's what I'm trying to deal with. But that would be okay, I think, like that. Yeah, something like that. And then go from there. But I think we want something still on here. This isn't enough. Like I'm thinking maybe an eyelet and something out of here would be an interesting little bit. And then just imagine like this being a tuck spot on a page and then a piece behind it maybe is where I'm going with it. So the question becomes, I want to start gluing down. So I'm going to glue him. I kind of know like where he goes. So we'll get him glued down. And then I don't have, well, I do have another fun piece, but I don't know that I'm going to do it in this video because I feel like by the time I do this and make the tag, oh my gosh, my book pages are getting so crazy gluey. Gets to a point where I can no longer like keep using them, so I have to tear them out and they go in the recycle bin. Okay, so there's that. This is gonna go off like so. So we need to figure out what we want to put in here. And that is a good question. Oh, I have just this little bit of black lace. I could even just staple that on there maybe. That looks too harsh to me because I don't have black and I'm going with the rust. So maybe that's not gonna work. Okay. All right, let me figure it out. Well, my stitching around that isn't super pretty, but I do really like it. And then I have kind of added a little glue to these wrinkles to make sure the wrinkles will stay in place. And then I'm just going to glue this down. I thought about stitching it on, but I don't know if I want to. So I'm just going to, I have to use my Barely Art glue. My 3-in-1 is doing some really crazy things right now. It's driving me crazy. I thinned it, but it's still like gunky and not cooperating. So I've got to figure out what to do with it. It is old, and I know it's old, and that's playing into how it's behaving. But I mean, I've thinned it a couple times already. It's just not cooperating. And I don't want to sit here and fight with it on camera. About just threw the whole thing away already, just sitting here with myself. So I didn't think I want to subject you guys to that. You might be like, whoa, Jody, really? Really? Okay. I do like that. Do I want to put just a little piece of black there? No, let's trim. That's not a pin for that. Let's trim this a little bit and then fray our edges and go from there. I don't want to trim, you know, a lot of that. I want it to be like, you know, grungy and hanging out and but I don't want, wasn't going to try to rip it or tear it while it's still attached. And maybe I need to let that glue dry more and then I can fray that a little bit better. But I can see the direction that my, the grain is going, and so it's not going to do what I want it to do because it's like on the bias and it's not going to pull the way I want it to. So let's try to encourage it, and then, yeah. And once it's dry and I won't be like pulling on the glue, it'll be better. So I think that's going to be fine. Get out of there. And then what kind of words do we have from our word searches that we might be able to use? Forgotten relics would be kind of a fun one. But we've got this, so do we really need more words? I don't think so. I didn't think so. I think I'm going to leave it for right now till we figure out what we might want on there. I don't know. Do we need a word? Do we need a word? I don't know that we do, because we have this. Like, I'm thinking need something in that space, but what? Oh, do I have on our little images? Yeah, here he is standing up. I think it's about time to just cut these all apart and put them in the ephemera pouch, because they're getting to be a little too hard to control, like this. And just give me a small piece of this. Yep, I like it. Okay, am I mumbling? Probably. Sorry. I better strengthen him. I'm going to stabilize him. I'm just going to back into something. I'm going to let the glue dry, cut him out, and then we're going to add him maybe in this space right here, because that's like he's standing up. This is up close, but this is him standing in the distance. Don't know what his story is, though. The story is not coming to me at the moment here. Not at all. Okay. I left a little bit of white frame on purpose, just so when I ink, maybe it's going to be more like, yeah, darken that up, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't have to be crazy. Mess. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I want something like that on there. And this orange fabric is from a tablecloth I bought just a few weeks ago, and I really like the orange. It's got some beautiful leaves in it, but obviously I'm not using the leaves in this journal. Ooh, that could almost mirror, but I don't want to cover all that rusty goodness that is that muslin. I wrapped that. Mark's got like an old wrench, and I wrapped it around the wrench and left it for days to try to get, yeah. I think that adds a little bit more to that page. I think I like it. I think we're going to do it. Am I going to regret it? I don't know. But we're going to, just didn't want another word, you know, just absolutely did not want another word on this page. Okay, just going to press that down. Now I hid some of my fold with my rust, so that's kind of a bummer. But I think on a page, that will be a fun tuck. Let's put that on there. And one of these signatures is significantly thinner than the others, this middle one. So hopefully we can find a good page to put him on in this middle one. And I'm wondering about putting him, we just worked in this. know we did, but what about putting him here? Do I like him there? Not particularly. Well, there's that mummy page. Ooh, if I put that in such a way, if I put it up a little bit, it will be some interest on that, and then it could like peek out over here. I even can fold this in more. Can you even see what I'm doing? I'm sitting down, so. No. But I do like that peeking out. Yeah. I kind of like that peeking out. It adds a little bit of interest on this page. We don't know what we're doing on that page yet. I'm going to push that up just a little bit so that my cloth isn't hanging off the bottom of the page. But then I will glue this just along the bottom of this side. I think I'm going to stitch this. I'm going to let that glue dry, so I'm not going to glue it to the page yet. But I want to stitch around this. That'll make sure he's good and secure. Add a little bit more interest to him. And then go from there. So then we've got room to put something, you know, whether we, I don't know what we'll put in there. We'll find something to put in there. We're not done yet. Obviously, we still have 14 days to go, plus other things that I want to include in here. So that's what we're gonna do. So I have to let this dry and stitch around it. I love it. Okay, it's drying right now. And once, I don't know, I thought about adding more stitching to the tag itself, but then I didn't want it to be like too much. You know what I mean? So for now, that's going to be a tuck spot. My glue is wet, so I can't do anything with it now, but like this whole thing will be a tuck, which I think is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun piece. And I don't typically layer like that, so it's kind of pushing myself a little bit to do that. How about like just repeat what you're trying to say, Jody? Okay, so that is going to be it for today's video. So we have our day 16 make. I'm going to look at day 17 and see, like I said, I've got to get some filming done ahead. And Mark is like, hi, can you come out of your craft room at some point, please? And I'm like, I'm trying. I really am trying. I'm struggling with focus. That's part of my problem. So I'm trying to like get with the program here. I kind of wish I had heat embossed this page just for some interest in that background. I may still try to do that just with some baked texture and flourish. I love the medical tape. The longer it's sitting there, and I've been handling it, so I'm getting like ink transfer on that, it's really adding some interest, and like that just looks like it's peeled and fraying. So I just really like that. And I really like the rust dyed muslin as well. I just think it goes so well with the colors and pulls the rust out of Tracy's design and all of that. So super fun. And he's like, I'm telling you, I feel like, what is your problem? You don't understand? What's the deal? So we've got to do something fun with him as well. And that is something that I was wanting to do. See how nice it looks? I definitely want to do it on that again. But so I had seen Corey had done some stuff with some base pages, and I really liked it a lot. So I'm really hoping that I can have time to do that to some of these pages, because this kit lends itself perfectly to what she had done. And I watched it, I don't even know, like last month or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, I want to add some more interest to these pages. So, but this signature itself is just super thin. I just really haven't done much in it. So we have to like work on that. So thank you so much for being here. Words, I got to do words. Don't be doing your sign off until we do the words, Jody. Okay, so this is day 15's make. And I will have to get my word search caught up because I'm filming like back to back today. So 15, we need, nope. This is 16. 15 was 2 words. 16, we need 3 words. 1, I don't want to see what they are. 2, 3. I didn't cross it off, so that's why I was a little confused about where we are. But I crossed off 16. So when we go to 17, we'll be fine. There'll be no issue. So fate, catacombs, and nevermore. So fate, catacombs, and nevermore. Those are our 3 words for today. And I will see you guys in day 17. So thank you so much again for all your kind comments. I really appreciate it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.